Hey guys, how you doing? Joe here. Thanks for clicking on the video. I'm with my dog Scout. We're up north in the middle of the forest. The plan for today is use some new camping gear I got, set up a tarp, camp out overnight. I have an axe with me, I have a small backpack, I have a wool blanket for my dog, I have a rock to cook some bacon on and to cook some steak on. This is going to be an awesome trip. I haven't been out in like 2 weeks, so I'm super stoked to be here. Alright folks, getting ready to leave for that camp that you just saw the intro for. Before I do, I'm going to give a huge shout out to my sponsor for this video, Vikings, the video game, which is a great way to pass the time, whether I'm camping or just hanging out. If you enjoyed the old school strategy and RPG games of the 90s and 2000s like I did, you're going to love Vikings. The latest update was so good that it placed the game on top of 5 charts. The opportunity to choose your own playstyle makes Vikings unique. Know how to manage people? Be a clan leader and reign your empire. If you have a killer instinct, annihilate your enemies. That's my favorite part. If you're an economist by heart, use your skill to build a prosperous city. Vikings game recently reached 20 million players. That's over 10 times more than the total population of Vikings that ever lived. Alright guys, install Vikings now using the links below and get 200 gold and a protection shield for free. Okay, enjoy the video. It's 9:30 a.m. I got here at around 9. I've been walking around for a good half an hour. So I'm starting to warm up. I'm starting to actually get a little sweaty, which I gotta be careful of. This morning it was -5. Supposed to warm up to about -2 Celsius and then drop down to -7 Celsius tonight. So I do have a sleeping bag for me, and Scout will be warm in his wool blanket. I've just been scouring the woods for an ideal location to set up. Right now I'm in kind of like a cold well, and if you look behind me you can see the land kind of raises up. So considering it's winter time, I don't want to be in a cold well. We're going to camp on like a little bit of a ridge. There's not much wind, so that's not really an issue. The other thing I do want to look out for are widowmakers. There's a lot of right around this general area. Some big trees, some soft trees, and you have to be really careful around them. What are you doing? Oh yeah. Oh, I like it up here. Barely any snow too. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm liking this a whole lot. Look, you can see the ground. Barely any snow up here. Lots of melt going on. I'm a good 6 hours north of my house, and the whole drive up here there was no snow at all. I get to this property where I come, there's a bunch of snow, but back up in here on this hill, it's not so bad. I'm not trying to deal with snow on this trip. I want to be like on the verge of spring trip. Alright, well, considering I'm up here on this ridge, I want to look for a specific spot I want to camp at tonight. Watch out. I'm going to drop my backpack because if I'm being honest, it's pretty heavy. I got a lot of stuff in this backpack, including Scout's wool blanket. So I'm going to leave that up here so it doesn't sit in the snow, and go around and look for a suitable spot up on this ridge. What I do want to look for is wind direction and widowmakers. It's getting more slopey over on this side. Up here is not so bad actually, right here, where Scout is. Well, nothing too promising that way. I'm starting to think where I first originally came up onto this ridge is the best spot. I'll have to do some like house cleaning, moving stuff around. Yeah, let me show you what I think I might do. There's that solid tree standing up, and I think I want to make my shelter going this way, because that's the way the wind is going, parallel. But on this side, there's not a decent tree, there's this half fallen one. But I feel like if I clean off the branches and take this one completely out of there, I can use that for firewood. That's a solid piece of oak. And test this, make sure it's not going to fall. This might work. This piece might work to tie off to. It seems like it will. It seems like it's solid. Yeah, she's up in the crook there too. She's caught in the crook. So that seems pretty solid to me. I might do that. So the wind is almost non-existent. It's kind of going like this, on like a 45 to what I am right now. So that's even actually pretty good, because if I tie this here and then there, it's going to stretch it back that way, or that way, whichever way I want to do it. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. I'll have to take this tree out, but she's dead anyway. That's a cherry, so I'll be able to use that for firewood too. I don't have big heavy-duty tools. Let me show you what I do have. So this is the setup I hiked in with. I got my Italian wool blanket on top of my Hidden Woodsman day ruck, and for tools, and then my sleeping bag's on the bottom. For tools, I have my 19-inch Sandvik, and I also have a Silky Gom Boy. But neither of those things are big tools. It's okay though; they'll work. Okay, let's get this backpack ripped down and clean up my area. Trying to create a place where I can hang my backpack. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. So this has got to come off. Oh, she's solid, bud. She's solid, that one there. This thing is packed to the nines. I'll show you what I got in a little bit here. Right now I'm just looking out. Right now I'm just looking for my saw. Wow, that is some seasoned oak. Okay, good. I wish I had bigger tools. I'll still use it for firewood, but it's gonna take some doing. Woo! Okay, one thing done. It's already looking like home. Working myself up some warmth, which is nice. Just again, I don't want to get too warm, so stripping down layers as I can. Okay, let's get this cherry tree out of the way here. Whoa. Go, go! Scout! Scout! I love my dog. You feel bad? You feel bad for knocking my camera over? Okay, that cherry tree is down. I'm going to clean up the little stump so it's a flat flush. and continue on. Just cutting these pine branches off this fallen pine tree so that I can set up my tarp here without fear of... I'm cutting them as close as I can to the tree because they have resin in them. It's a little bit of like a fatwood type deal. So I'll keep those and start my fire with it too. Double purpose. There's my plane. My area is cleaned out. See Scooter Magoots there, right where my tarp's gonna go. I've cleaned off the pine tree pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm just hoping that that's enough space. I think it is. If I tie near higher up on the tree, over there, and I'll do an Adirondack wind shelter. Good boy, you're good. And that'll be the first time I'm using the tarp that I have with me now. Okay, time to set up. Gear bomb action. I just did a gear video that's going to be posted before this trip video, so if you want to know about the gear I used on this trip, click on the link. And now the snow's coming down pretty readily. I'm going to have to get my tarp set up and get all of my gear out of the elements now. It's always fun. I do that a lot. I shoot the gear video after I've been out here for a little bit, and then gotta like pack all the gear back into the backpack and continue filming the normal video, the big video. But okay, I gotta do this, and I gotta pee. I gotta pee real bad. It started snowing pretty hard there for a second. It stopped. Oh no, it's still coming down a little bit. Not half as much as it was. Okay, so I got my one piece tied up on the other side. I'm gonna come to this tree, this fallen tree, and just do it on a diagonal like it is here. I'm sure it'll be fine. Tie a taut line hitch in both sides. Actually, you know what? I don't want a taut line hitch in both sides because I want my tarp to be able to stretch as far as it can, and if you use a taut line hitch, sometimes the rope doesn't start till out here when you tighten it up. So I'm gonna retie that side actually too. I know what I'm gonna do. I know. So my whole point is between this tree here where I'm tying off and then there, it's not the longest distance. So I want the tarp to have as much distance as it possibly can. And with me tying a a taut line hitch, you can see it doesn't start right at the tree, right? Like because it's taut, pulling out here, it makes the knot start out here instead of back here. So I'm losing like half a foot space, and it might not be long enough to reach to there. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm going to do, so if I had a taut line hitch on both sides, I would lose about a foot because it would be away from the both trees. So what I'm going to do is tie a jolin, so like a bowline knot but tied incorrectly, so it's called a jolin. And that way it's just basically a loop that I'm going to feed the running end around, just a little loop, and feed the running end through, and that way it'll be cinched right up to the tree on this side, and I'll only lose, if anything, on that side, half a foot or whatever. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I understand what I'm trying to say. I do have a mush-mouthy way of explaining things. Okay, so now you can see right taut to the tree, and I'll be able to get more distance. Yeah. Excuse me. I will tie a taut line on this side because I do have to adjust the tarp after and all that stuff, but I think it'll be fine. Okay. Shion. Considering this is white and it's winter time, I'm trying to keep an eye on where the case goes and the stuff set goes. She's durable, man. This is not a sil nylon tarp. This is definitely ripstop. A little bit more heavy, but very durable. You guys have seen me use my Coyote tarp, the yellow one, for probably the better part of 7 or 8 years, and that's the same deal as this. So I want to do an Adirondack shelter, so I'm going to go on a diagonal. I just want to make sure that this is a 10 by 10. It seems like it's square, so we're going to go on a diagonal. Put the corner over, I want to go to the third tie out, I believe. So if I'm looking, there's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Next thing I got to do is get some toggles, and that'll be really easy considering I have all these twigs and little shoots growing all around me. So there's 1, there's 2. One of the reasons for tying the taut line hitch, if this is too tight, which it is, I can go over and loosen it up some. Okay, it should work now. All I'm trying to do is, and you guys have seen me do this a bunch of times, but bend the cord, put it through the tab. Easier said than done. And then take the toggle and slide it through, and that kind of locks everything in place there. Okay, see? You can slide it and all that fun stuff. Now the other side. The tabs are a decent size on this tarp, bigger than my Coyote one, so that's good. I'll just tighten this back up. Do a little overhand knot so it doesn't slip. Okay. She's sliding a lot. I might have to get thicker toggles. Got a big old heavy duty stake here. It's just a little bit too heavy duty. It won't fit in the tab. Gotta trim it down a touch. I've been able to peg some out, and I've had to tie some off the trees. The ground's frozen and it's not in different spots. So it's a little bit of work, but not too bad. Hey buddy. Alright, let's go around and check out the shelter. Okay. There she is. I do have to do some adjustments. Pull it up a bit in the back. Like attach a piece of cord to that tab and pull it way out to get myself a little bit more taut and more room. But she's looking pretty decent. Up or down, and then the back is going to get pulled out like crazy, which is going to bring the whole thing in together. Oh, look at that. Big old stump right in my way. I'm going to have to saw that down. Go, Skelton. So to attach it, fold your paracord over, run both through your tab, and then through the loop you created. Nice and easy. Oh, bam! Oh, my plane's here. So this tarp, this small one, is made by the same people who make this white one, Bushcraft Outfitters. You can find them online at bushcraftoutfitters.com. I'll be right back after these messages from loud planes. Okay, well now that the plane is gone, this will be my ground sheet. I don't really need to put it underneath Scout's little blanket.
there's a couple cool things about this tarp that can be used for two different purposes depending on the time of year you use it, right? Just take my firewood, don't even worry about it, man. In the wintertime, you know, especially if it's not like this, if it's actually winter with white everywhere, snow, you're not seeing leaves on the ground, this can be like an inconspicuous, incognito kind of stealth tarp. Whereas in the summertime, it can be a signal. Really, right? Like this stark white against like green or the brown of grass or whatever could be definitely a signal. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it so far. I like how durable it is, and I'm anticipating getting it dirty. I'm just like a knife. When you get a brand new knife and you like can't wait for the patina to get on it. Same thing with this white tarp. Like I can't wait for it to get just not white. Usage. So my Thermarest Neo Air X Therm. This is a great sleeping pad. Use this all the time. It's nice to have a sleeping pad that packs down small, that still has a good R value. This thing is just as fine in the wintertime as it is the summertime, which is awesome. Thermarest Neo Air X Therm. So a sleeping pad is one of those things, it's not really that fun, right? It's not a fun thing to buy. It's not an axe, it's not a knife, it's not even a saw, not even a backpack. It's a sleeping pad, right? When there is opportunity to use natural materials for a sleeping pad, I like to do it. But that doesn't always come into play, right? It's not always allowed. It's not always a good use of your time. If I'm doing a canoe trip or a backpacking trip or whatever, I'm not going to get to my site and make a bow bed. That's just not going to happen, you know what I mean? When I backpack, I'm backpacking anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day. I don't want to get to camp and have to make camp, right? That's why I have things like this. I want to get there and just be ready to go. But then again, just for change too, right? Like my last real trip, I used bows. This trip, I'm going to use this. I'm doing a little of a one backpack kind of thing. The last trip was like super minimalistic. This trip I wanted to bring stuff that I actually like enjoy using. Like when I think of like, yeah, I want to go to the woods and like bushcraft up a bit. Like my kit that I actually really like that I know personally, that I've used a lot. The backpack really doesn't fall into that because it's new and the tarp is new, but I have very similar things that I know I like. Previous backpacks by Malcolm and previous tarps by Bushcraft Outfitters. So my point is, for this trip, this is what I wanted to bring. I wanted to like bring tools that I enjoy using, and pieces of equipment too, not just tools, gear and everything. My dog, I enjoy my dog. I almost brought my twig stove. We're gonna save that for my first either. Maybe I'll do like a hammock camp in the spring, or my first canoe trip. I do like to put the twig stoves away like after the fall and not bring them up till spring. You guys got any plans for the spring? Any big canoe tripping plans or backpacking or anything like that? Now is really the time of the year that I find like the outdoorsy people really start having that wanderlust, right? That like that's why like all the outdoor adventure shows are now this time of year, late winter, early spring kind of deal. Although we're still a ways out from early spring, I'm sure it will snow quite a bit more still. Okay, there she be. Sorry, Scout. Yep, good boy. Okay, so that's where I'll sleep. That's where Scout will sleep. Oh yeah, relatively flat. That'll do. That'll do, Scout. That'll do. Oh. Am I the only weirdo who picks things out of my dog's eyes, like gunk and crust? Is that super weird? Let me know in the comments if I'm a weirdo. Oh man, I'm glad to be out here, guys. I really am. I'm so needing this. It's been over 2 weeks since I've been out, man. It's like I need it. I need to stay going out to keep my sanity. Good boy. He knows not to step on the sleeping pad. We dug up, boys. Yes. And cook up some bacon. And cook up some bacon pretty soon. Just walks away. I think the model of this sleeping bag is called the Talon, if I'm not mistaken. They came out with this a few years ago. It's pretty decent. Why are you so up close on my stuff? Why on my grill, bro? Why all up on my grill? Okay, I got that, and Fancy Joe has a new pillow. Look at that thing. I'm super jazzed on this pillow. I probably showed it a few times now. Soft, got insulation in it, packs down smaller than my down, it's lighter than my down, and it actually works as a pillow. Any good quality cold weather sleeping bag should have this, just like this little pocket in the hood here, where you can stick your backpack, or your backpack, where you can stick your pillow. This one also has a yoke, you can see here, just like goes around your neck. That's pretty cool. Just stick it right in there. She doesn't go anywhere. Oh, I'm looking forward to sleeping. That's for me, big guy. That's mine. So look at this setup. You can actually fit 2 people in here. Like, where Scout's back there, I can pull it. Like, I could pull this tight. You know what I mean? Get more room. A second person could definitely sleep back there, no problem. So 2 people under 1 tarp. If you're out, you need to have like a lightweight shelter for a couple people when there's no bugs. Like, that's pretty decent, man. And then if it were to rain, like, people are worried about sleeping in tarps in the rain and stuff, I would just pull this straight down. You know what I mean? You get a pretty good protection from that. And I've also before used this 5x7 tarp that I have on the ground as a straight door. So I connected it to this tie out and this tie out, and it fits perfectly 5 feet that way, or sorry, 7 feet that way, and then 5 feet down. And it's like a complete straight wall, and the only openings you have are a little tiny gap on either side where you can use it as a door. So it's like, and then also you could throw this on over top too for extra protection. So it's very versatile. The way I camped there, like I said, with the 5x7 down in front, I camped like that for at least 2 or 3 nights in the middle of the winter years ago. When I was camping with Ken and Kyle, and those guys were intense, and I was completely fine. It was just as good as a tent. I had all the room back there to store my stuff because I was single by myself in the tarp. But anyways, very impressed with tarps in general. Square tarps, I do like. Okay, gotta start making a base for my fire. I'm gonna cook up some bacon for lunch. I definitely don't need a fire all night long to keep me warm because my sleeping bag is legit. So I'm not worried about burning wood all day long. I don't have to conserve. And in this immediate spot, I see a ton of dead wood. My only problem is the small tools again, but that's okay.
You can chew on it, but do not take it anywhere. I'm burning that. Okay?
Watch out, big guy. Watch out. Scout, you gotta move, man. You gotta move, big guy. All right. That's a good base anyway. Nice and straight. Sorry, nice and flat pieces. See if I can chop this one without a secondary piece. Go on, Scout. Go on. Nice. Why are you crying, man? Move. Just trying to find the way it sits best. Is more of a challenge than actually chopping it or splitting it. Okay, that's decent for my platform, for some fuel. Now I'll grab some smaller stuff, which again, should be pretty easy, man. There's lots of stuff readily available right around here. Actually, I see a lot of really gnarly burls. Now I'll take you around and show you some of these burls. Hey, that's my firewood, homie.
Bonus points for anyone who knows what this is called. This is a fungus, and I've talked about it 100 times on my channel. Grows on cherry, black knot of cherry, Apiosporina morbosa. So that's not the burl I was talking about. This one is here. Look at that burl, boy. Look at that burl. There's lots more too. All around. Actually, on that same tree. More. Looks like a canker. Why are you crying, man? Seriously. Hey, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Okay. Find me some sticks. Find me some sticks. Get your stick. Get a stick. Where is he? Get a stick. Get a stick. Get a stick and come. Go do it. Okay.
Okay. So I figure I'll grab all the pieces that I cut off that pine tree with the fat wood in them, and I'll make some shavings. Scout, no, you have to leave that stuff alone now. Go over here and lay down. Here. Take this. That's for you. Lay down now. Lay down. Good boy. Okay, anyways, I'm going to take the pieces that I cut off the pine tree that have the sap in them, and I'm going to just make some curls or whatever. The thing is, the sap doesn't go up very far into the branches once you cut them off, it's like literally a couple inches or whatever. But it's okay. I still have to make like some kind of like kindling or whatever, so I might as well use the resin from those pieces. It'd be nicer if Scout was in the way and you could kind of see, but that's all right too. I'll explain it to you. I'm shaving wood. I'm shaving wood. I got my newer Adventure Sworn Mountaineer. Been using that. Actually, I haven't been using it too much. I got it a little while ago, and I haven't. I maybe only took it out on 1 or 2 trips. I think I took it out when I went out with Griff and Scott, and then I think I had it out one time after that. Loving the knife though, just super sharp, super bushcrafty. Man, I need to get this closer up here so you guys can see. Scout's just thinking I'm teasing him here.
Don't touch the knife, buddy. This dog. I'm gonna let him take it. I'm just gonna let him take it. So he goes over there. No! What are you doing? He's coming back for more. Dude, you took it already, homie. You took it. It's yours. It's gone. Don't come and think you're gonna take more. I'm getting bullied. I'm getting bullied by my dog here, bro. Not even a bully breed. Can you see it? See all the resin in there? Fat wood. It's like wax, eh, when you shave it. But the reason it's so cool, the reason it's so good, look at that. Just goes, burns with that black smoke. Sorry. Look at that at the end, with resin pouring out of it. So that's all I'm doing. Just gonna collect a bunch of that stuff, make fire lighting kind of fun and easy. So I've got a lot of resinous curls here, but it's kind of difficult because I'm only really going like this near the ends. And it's not the easiest way to make curls. And I've really used up pretty much all the resin I've got to the middle of the wood where it's actual wood again, not resin. So I'm going to take a piece of one of the piece of oaks I just cut, or just split, I mean. Try to find a nice spot to work. This wood is so dense, man. Split this down a bit. Bird's nest, man. That'll go up. That'll go up real well. Oh, bam. Look at that taper, boy. Look at that taper, son. Lead Venture. Bam. Okay, I've collected some twigs. And I have my bigger fuel kindling and then my fuel pieces over here. So all I want to do is measure out my distance. Like I said before, I do not need, yeah, just take it. Go on and take it. I don't need the fire for warmth, but I don't want it to be so far away from me that I'm not feeling any warmth from it either while I'm sitting here by the fire tonight. So I might put it about one good step away, one really big step away. So right here seems good to me. You gotta move, buddy. Thank you. Watch out. Watch out, big boy. Watch out, big boy. Okay, that's where we're going to have the fire. We'll do a couple flat pieces underneath it. Decent platform. I'll even use a little brace there. Here's all my kindling, or sorry, all my shavings. I want to use the resinous ones first off, then I'll add the rest on. I've got a nice matching fire steel with this knife from Adventure Storm.
Sorry, Scout. A little close for comfort, eh, bud? So because there's some resin in those curls, they will burn for quite a bit longer than just normal normal wood curls. So it takes a little bit of the rush out of it, I guess. Not that there is a big rush anyway. I'm going to prop my sticks up on my brace all at once. Not trying to one stick it. No one sticking it. So the nice thing about the brace is if you mess up and smother it, you can kind of give it a little bit of air, but I don't think it needs any right now. This fire is going to go good for show. Some of this is a little bit wet, the stuff near the bottom of what I just cut. So actually there's some stuff in there. But anyways, I'm going to put it all on now so that while it's growing, it's also thawing the wood out, drying it out. That's a nice big dense piece. Probably split that down actually, that one. Watch out, buddy. Woo! Better off swinging it with two hands. This wood is legit, man. Nice and straight grained and easy to split and heavy BTUs. It's probably the best of all I could ask for in firewood. The best of all I could ask for. Words that mean things with Joe. Fire's not smoking anymore, man. She's going nice. Great fire. It's going to be a great bed of coals. Scout's loving it. You want me to put your blanket out here, buddy? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. He's just laying there enjoying the fire, so he should be laying on this instead of the cold ground. Alright, get up. Right here, big guy. Here. Back on here. Good boy. That's for you. Good dog. Hey, it's a little bit better, eh? A little bit better? Oh, yeah. Those cold hips, eh? Those cold hips, big guy. He's got his crocodile collar on. One my subscribers made for him that lives in Australia. My good boy. Well, this stuff is very dense, and I don't feel like cutting it all up with my silky. So, what I think I'm going to do, start a long fire, not out of need of warmth, just out of not wanting to cut this solid oak into pieces. So, I'll just start it off like this with a piece of wood near it, and it'll eventually start to catch and everything. I'm not really going to force the long fire, but it'll happen. She's heavy. She is a heavy piece of oak. There we go. I'll break it into piece, or I'll break it into place when I need to. Yep. Move, Scout. Watch out, big guy. Okay. So instead of cutting it, I'll just wait till it burns enough, fold it over, break it, and then that'll be the way I cut my wood, or the way I burn through my wood. It's, I believe it's called an Indian style. I could be wrong with that though. They used to make, like, maybe the Indian star is the fire lay I'm thinking of, where you build a fire right in the front, and you have big logs sticking out at all different angles, looking like a star, and then you're just feeding them into the middle. It's the same idea, anyways. I think I'm gonna go around and look for some rocks to prop up my rock that I brought for cooking. I'm gonna cook my bacon and my steak. Maybe not the bacon. I might be able to hang the bacon, but I'm definitely cooking the steak on the rock. I did bring this rock inside my backpack. It was heavy, but it's an ideal rock for cooking, and I am a person who carries around rocks to cook on instead of a nice lightweight grill that I have. So I'm gonna go out and look for other rocks to support this. If I can't find that, it's fine. I'll use wood, or I'll just throw it right on the coals or whatever. Everything will be fine. But ideally, I can support this up a little bit and push some coals underneath and stuff. So while that's burning down, that's a lot of hardwood. I'm gonna go around and look for some rocks. I might even throw some more wood on there before I go, but she's already starting to catch the oak on either side, which is pretty cool. It's only 12, so like it's a good thing I have a lot of firewood.